Ah, shit, let me turn this off. So, hold on. There we go. My bad. Sorry about that. Um, you know, everybody believes they're right about everything. Um, you talk to people, and I come across as really harsh for a lot of people. Um, I've tried to work on that somewhat, not all the time, but most of the time I try to be more gentle than I otherwise would be. Just because at this point, in all honesty, I've said before, when you have a message and you speak that message so many times, your message gets shorter over time. It gets more condensed, less information is transferred in that message. And because of that, um, people are less likely to listen to your message. But at the same time, if you don't make it short, they won't listen to your message. If I had 2 hours to sit down and break it down to everybody I talk to, every single person I talk to, um, might be able to change minds. But in the comment section, it's just not happening, especially today. I've had people email me out of the blue or text me out of the blue or, well, not text me, but email me out of the blue or leave a comment and be like, whoa, wait a second. Well, something in that jumbled mess of terrible shit you call English, something hit me and it made me ask myself some simple questions. Things are so complicated, convoluted, uh, mixed up. We're so worried about the bullshit that don't even matter that we focus on that shit so much so we can't even ask ourselves basic questions, simple questions like prior to the thing known as freedom Inc. I knew there was a major problem when it comes to government and the people. Couldn't quite put my finger on it though. And then like one day, just like along the way, I'd ask myself, prior to that, like how am I free if government can fucking out of nowhere pick me up, shoot me, kidnap me, and they do this shit under the guise of being legal. And while that I asked myself that question again, hey, $2. See this cart? Just hold on one second, guys. Got to show my wife something how to do something here. See this cart right here? All stuff I've been needing. Look at it. All of it clearanced. You know how much these nice things are? $2. You know how much this thing is? I don't remember, but it's clearance. Huh? Oh, that's for fat kids. I'm trying to lose weight. I've lost a bunch of weight recently. We'll get back to the video in a second. I've lost a bunch of video. It will be in the over there by the shoes. Me and Side Guy's going to look at shoe cleaner. We'll follow him around while you're shopping. What? Yeah. You can't reach him? You better smack your mama for making your ass the damn short. There, I'll help the next person out too. Thank you. I'm nice of a guy I am. I help somebody out I don't even know today. Maybe tomorrow. Depends what they buy. But anyway, and today people I had a dude tell me I needed to leave this country because our constitution and our system and all this other bullshit. Not that that's bullshit, but he just said a bunch of bullshit. Hold on, you don't listen to me. You walk and do what you're doing. You be kid. I want to be dad. You be kid as long as you can. You just pretend like none of the shit going on in the world's going on. Which what's adults to quit pretending. And then at the end of it, he goes on to tell me about how Mr. Trump was robbed. 44 was robbed by 45. And 45, 4 had plan. Fuck, I don't know. He said a bunch of bullshit. That's what he said. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Are you smoking crack? Number one, this thread, this conversation, this video had nothing at all to do with Trump or Biden. Not one damn thing. Number two, you're an idiot. You know, just like it's the same as the constitutional rights people. You know, you're nice about it at first. You're like, hey, man, like, I'm not, like, I've gone as far as to break it down, like, hey, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm really not. Please just listen to what I say before you pass judgment, or at least listen to what I say and think about it before you just push it off as some bullshit, because it's not. And I go on to explain to them why we don't have constitutional rights and what the premise on that belief is. So if you believe that we have constitutional rights, the premise of that belief is that the Constitution grants you rights. The Constitution can be amended. Can your rights be amended? But they won't listen to you because they've had this shit so beaten to them that nothing else can be true. You know, they look at a system and say, the system does nothing but lies, but I'm going to believe everything the system says. And that's what it is. And now it's like there's so much shit coming at us that you can't even point your finger at one thing and focus on that one thing to try to make change. There's no saving. There's no saving the country. I doubt that there's even saving a particular state. I doubt we can even do that because there's so many people. You know, if you have 100 people and the goal of those 100 people is to have the same belief in one thing, whatever it is, you know, blue is the prettiest color, is to have the same belief that blue is the prettiest color on a 50-year timeline. If that's the goal, and at year 49, you ain't gonna say year 49. Once a portion of that group, the greater number, believes that red is the prettier color, you can't go backwards from that, especially if it's not an overwhelming majority like we have in our case, which shouldn't matter anyway. Our system wasn't built on the you know, the majority ruling shit, the majority having the best opinion, the majority making the rules. It wasn't based on none of that shit. It was built around, no matter what the hell happens over here, this person is just over here doing this thing. It's really what it was built around. Government was never supposed to have any kind of direct impact on the public in the sense of like policing society or making rule or Silas Rage, making rules. Come here. Are you looking for shoe polish or shoe cleaner? Huh? Are you looking for shoe cleaner or shoe polish? Shoe cleaner or shoe polish? No. What are you trying to do? Shoe cleaner is called a wet rag and some freaking soap. That's what shoe cleaner is called. It's not called spend $20 at Wally World for. Shoe polish is right there. But I don't know. You don't have any shoes that you need polished. You're going to polish some Air Forces? You want to look like some ghetto ass spray painted Air Forces? You'd be better off getting a can of rattle paint and spraying them. They'd look better. Yeah, spray paint. You don't shoe polish Air Forces. You mean shoe cleaner? You want them clean, right? Because they're dirty. You stepped in some mud, right? That's shoe polish. You want a wet rag and some soap. Daddy will teach you. Listen, we'll go over here and we'll buy the shittiest toothbrush. Dude, I'm going to teach you a lesson. Listen, let's go talk to Mom right now. I'm going to tell you the best shoe cleaning thing in the world. I'm going to teach you all something too. No, put the shoe polish down. You don't need it. I'm going to show you the best. Put it down. I know you. That's probably your ideal. Nope. Oh, so it's not for your shoes then, is what you're telling me. And so you can graffiti on somebody else's shit. No, dude, there's white ink in here. White. Oh, so what are you going to do? What's your plan? Pop the top off, dump it out, put some ink in it? Are you going to pay for this from your money? Dad's done buying bullshit. It's $3 plus I'm loaning you the money, so you're about to learn what interest is. It's something you must know to live in this chaotic world that we're now living in because nobody wants to change it. Just how they want it. They like paying back, you know, they like buying a house and spending 4 times the cost of the house for the house. It's kind of what we do. Come on, I want to go teach you guys something. The best shoe cleaning stuff in the world is toothpaste. Shitty ass toothpaste. Don't get the pressed. No. Get the white shit that when you brush your teeth with it, it feels like it's scratching your teeth. That shit, the shit that they give you in jail. Yeah, that's the best shoe cleaner stuff there is in the world. I swear it is. I'm not being funny. When we get by your mom, remind me to ask her about the toothpaste, okay?
I know where it is.
No, I know. No. Remind me to ask her about toothpaste and shoes, okay? So anyway, back to the back to what I'm talking about. I don't think we can change it for that reason. I mean, if you had to put a number on it of how many people in our population of 300, and they say 35 million, I bet it's way over 400 million, probably 80 or 90 million of them being illegals. What number of the population do you really believe wants freedom? Not that it just says it, but people who really want it, who live by it. People who, don't say they want the cops and then call the cops. People who say, I want nothing to do with the cops, and they don't call the cops for any reason. Or the people who understand that freedom doesn't mean that they're always get to smile. What's that number? What's that real number?
I seen a guy do this exact thing. He got this one because this bottle is like, it's basically a drippy mop with this bottle because you can squeeze it more. But so he just got it for the
Hold on. Just talk. What?
He got it just for the nib. And got this one because it's not as drippy.
Okay. All right. So you're paying for that, right?
Yes.
That's like $7 altogether. You can get it for 10. If y'all buy it today, if you pay me back $10 when you get your money, you're paid. Okay. $15. That was so easy. That was pretty easy. $15 since you made that so easy. Mom, best cleaning product for shoes in the world. If you had a pair of shoes and you had to clean them, but you only could use one product on it, had to be cheap. Told you.
It wouldn't have to be cheap, but
yeah, it don't have to be cheap. But the cheaper shit usually has the grit in it, which makes it you can't like use Blue Crest.
You can't get it.
I bet we could. I bet they got some shitty toothpaste here that would work. I don't know.
Might have to go like Dollar Tree shopping.
So they got to sell Bob Barker at Walmart. That's how you know when people's really been in jail. They can tell you what kind of shoes. Here, throw this in your cart, so I got to push your cart around. All right, we throw this in there. Okay.
I bet these.
I don't want to.
Excuse me for 1 second.
I don't want to.
Oh wait, don't just come anyway.
Well, then here, help me out because I got to take this cart back. I borrowed it from the people back there because I told them I'd bring it back. That's why I care. Yeah. Because I stole it. Because they were using it for their. Well, I'm a polite thief. But what's that real number of people that believe in freedom or want freedom or could even live free? Because I'm under the belief that most people couldn't survive freedom. As crazy as that sounds, they couldn't survive it because you have people today that are, I say all the time that the right supports the very things they claim to be against. Conservatives support the very things they claim to be against. Patriots support the very things they claim to be against, right? So I have a guy today that he tells me, catty word, I don't want to lie to you. Oh, shit. I'm going to lie to you. Forget it. Scratch that one. But I mean, what's that number? And could people even live free? Like they just couldn't. Oh, that was okay. He said that I attacked him. I'm like, motherfucker, where are you at? Was you at my front yard? Did you show up? Because I gave you my address 2 days ago. Yeah, I post my address to YouTube and my cell phone number all the time. And I hit send and I leave it. I don't take it down. And I do it more than anything to prove a point. That you got all these badasses when they're bad, when they're behind the keyboard and they're talking shit, but they won't ever show up to your door. Like I've been giving people my address for the last 4 years and nobody showed up yet. That hasn't called and asked if they come over first. And I know it's a stupid thing to do. I know it is. Like in my heart, I know it is. But it's just it's one of those things. Like if you're going to be a badass or act like you're a badass or tell me I'm running my mouth, please. Here's my address. Show up to the door. Knock on that thing. I promise you somebody will answer it. If I don't answer, somebody will holler, Dad. I will then come to the door, and I will happily either beat your ass on my porch or you're going to beat my ass. Either way, we both did our part. Okay? But don't tell me that I'm attacking you. I'm attacking you in a comment. Who else says that shit? Constitutionalists? Do they say that? Yeah, they do. You know why? Because they support the shit they claim to be against. Because far left leaning liberals, quote unquote, use that all the time. You attack me. You can't attack people with words. You can't do it. It's impossible to do. If you don't believe me, go look at an 1892 Webster's Dictionary and look at the word attack. And right next to it, there'll be a little thing called a definition. Read it. But it's more of injecting partially injecting new ways of using words that they are not meant to be used that way. We have definitions to words for a reason. It's called language. So we can communicate. But when you use something just because you think you can use it that way, and I have no clue what you're talking about, we're not communicating. We're not getting our points across to each other. Go away, dudes. You're not getting no more damn paint. Santa Claus just came, man. You're waiting for a birthday or something. Your birthday's coming up. What the hell are you talking about? Give me that shit back. Go before I take it back. Stop asking for stuff. Your birthday's coming up. No, I thought you were saving your money for four-wheeler tires. What? Now you're not?
I'm only spending this.
Okay, but you want to go look at some other shit to buy, right? I think we should sell. Let's sell the Green Blaster and the KX80. We don't have a need for them. Okay. Well, it needs a new back tire. At least needs a new tire and tube. I would say it needs a new rim, tire, and tube. But we can probably get some spokes for it. We can probably pull the spokes out, and measure them, and fix the rim. I can fix it if I can just have the correct amount of spokes for it. But it's missing a couple spokes. So you're talking $175 for that rim with a junky ass used tire and a tube that could possibly hold some air. So how many hours is that you working? Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be the same. It's just bagged differently. Yeah. Is it that Walmart ring? Yeah. It's the same.
Good.
I mean, all you can do is try. How much is it? If it's $4 and it's good, we've saved a lot of money. If it's $4 and it sucks, we wasted $4. I'm willing to take that chance. I'm right. I spend $4.50 on a little bitty bag that is a quarter of that size. All right, I'm going to finish this. I'll be back. So, anywho, what's the options? Does anybody have any real options for us? For me, I want to be free, right? We sold our house in a place that I love. I love Cincinnati. Like I love it. I love Cincinnati. I love the surrounding area. I love some of the people there. I love, I just didn't like what I seen coming. And we moved to Tennessee. My son tells me all the time, yeah, my four. He don't say it no more because I told him I was going to slap his face off his shoulders next time he did. But he was always saying about how we left our nice 4-bedroom home in Ohio to move to a shithole in Tennessee. There's a lot of truth to that. He doesn't understand for every positive, something has a negative. And I'm not saying I think everybody should do that, because I don't. I think it was actually really stupid the way I do it, looking back on it now, especially having, I didn't make any plans because I'm the kind of person, like, I don't go window shopping. You know why I don't go window shopping? Because if you ain't got no money, there's no point in looking, because then you're just going to either, some people will figure out how to get what they want and pay for it. Other people will figure out how to charge it, get a loan for it, any of that other shit. I'm just not that dude. If I can't pay for it, I really don't want it. I don't like being in debt. During this whole adventure, I paid off all my debt. Fuck, I'm already back in debt again because I used my credit cards for a couple things. So now I got to pay all that shit back, which it is what it is. But I don't know, man. I'm just frustrated and aggravated to the core that I'm sick of the talk. I'm sick of the talk. It's not no specific person. I'm not talking about anybody that I know specifically. I'm just saying in general, as a general statement, I'm burnt out. You either put up, or shut the fuck up. And that's not you all. That's everybody that, my constitution of rights. Oh fuck! I found two more. I just picked all those the shelf clean. Are they? Wait a sec. I just picked. These are pretty badass to have. So when you sleep in a camper, when it's cold out, human breath condensation builds up in the windows of the camper. If you don't have these in it, it can cause damage. So I'm buying these all the time. They're normally about $5 or $6. These were $2. Actually, sometimes more than that. Sometimes they're like $7.99, $10. These were $2. Yes, I'm one of those people that if I had the money in my pocket, capitalism. This Walmart, I found out, just talking to some dude that was back there the other day. Every time I go to Walmart, I look at two specific things every time: golf balls and ammo. I just do it. I don't ask. As long as, yeah. And the dude was telling me that here they will always sell you one box of ammo. I was like, so you don't buy it, do you? He's like, well, yeah, house, it's a box of ammo. I was like, right down the street here, there's a locally owned sporting goods store that I think will sell you as many boxes as you want. But shit like that is what drives people to buy online. I mean, it's like, what good's 20 rounds of 7.62 by 51 going to do? It might. I mean, for hunting season, if you're one of the dudes that pulls your gun out of your safe every hunting season, and you go out in the backyard and you make sure it's still zeroed, and if it's not, you zeroed out. 20 rounds might be enough for you. There's a reason why a lot of firearms classes, rifle classes, fighting classes, or otherwise, the round counts, 1,000 to 2,000 rounds in 2 days. Somebody was looking for what? What? Well, somebody stole some pills, or they stuck it in the freezer, and stick it back in there. Don't mess with it.
Soapy water.
Huh?
This is just soapy water.
What is it?
Soapy water.
That's not what I'm asking. Sneaker cleaner. Dude, you don't need this. Christy, you don't need this. Sneaker cleaner is a rag and soap.
I'm not using that.
He wants it for.
No, we're not making no more ink.
No,
Remember what happened last time? So what are you going to put in the bottle then?
No. I'm not gonna put ink.
What do you plan on putting in the bottle? Don't start playing trade and shit.
No,
Where you're like, I'm not going to do this, and then you do it.
I'm not.
What are you going to do? Mom, you know what I really want tonight? Break. How about that, baby? That's quick and easy, hon. You can't get no quick and easier. Christy. Baby. Daddy wants break. No. I don't think so. Well, let's get it again just in case. And then tomorrow night, I really want tomorrow night? Taco soup. TLR Inc.'s recipe. Because that's the only one I know. It's fucking really good, though. Those are my two favorite meals by far. Break. And I know everybody who doesn't know, if you don't know, you don't know, is asking what break is. Well, in jail, they have these meals they call a break. And it's kind of really, it's just taking all the shit you have and throwing it in a bowl and eating it like it's Thanksgiving dinner because you're in jail and it tastes better than the shit that they gave you. Some of these meals are so good, when you get home, you continue to make them. I've been out for 5 years now, the last time. So, yeah, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Damn, 6 years. No, wait, 5 years. May. 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Yeah, it'd be 5 years in May. I've been home this last time. And I'm still eating this particular break. Why? Because it's fucking fantastic. So, what you do is you get a summer sausage. That would be over here. You can put anything you wanted. This is just how I like mine. And here's how I do it. summer sausage, mac and cheese, corn, summer sausage, mac and cheese, um, stuffing mix, your favorite stuffing mix, doesn't matter what it is, what kind it is, whatever you want. That's all I want. I like in this one. And you layer it. So in the bottom of the bowl, you put stuffing, then you put the mac and cheese, and then you put corn and summer sausage on top of that. And you eat it like that. So you eat it like normally I eat is mallet, right? You try to get in this, you try to get some of everything in every bite. That's your goal. And then it's just fabulous. It's quick. You ain't got to make your wife slave over the stove for 3 hours. It takes her about 15 minutes to throw it together. And you can eat it for breakfast the next morning. It's really better the second time you heat it up. Huh? I'll help you. I'll cut the meat up. I'm sorry. I'll cut the meat up. Okay. Dude, how much easier can you get? We made it in prison. You think we got this? I think we cut it in half. Like it's been a week, so it might be. Huh? The last time you made break, I cut some. I opened up a second one to cut it and cooked some of it. We eat it all the time, so if we don't need this, like we should be stocking these some of the bitches up for SHTF, folks. What? What's that? We do have a taco soup Monday if we get stuff tomorrow. That sounds so good. Like we eat that shit for days too. You know, back in the day, how they used to cook, how they really used to cook back in the day. This is no bullshit. They would make something like, let's say you move to a house, your first meal, they would throw a pot of whatever, right? And they would just keep adding shit to it. And that would go on sometimes for months. But it's not gross because, I mean, huh? I forget what they call it. There's a name for it. Does anybody know what that's called? I bet Tracy knows. Where's T Black at? I bet she knows. Somebody's going to know what it's called. What's it called when you take a? What the fuck is it called, dude? It's right here on the tip of my tongue. Stew. Is that it? No. It's called something else. I forget. Who knows? Somebody knows. Hey, we'll see, Angie. Yeah, just do one. Yeah, two's way too much. Hey, where's your wallet at? You got it? Okay. Maybe it is a stew. Maybe I don't think it is though. No, it's called something else. I'll have to find out. Too bad no mods to hide them. To hide who? What's up? Hey, Paul, why don't you get on here, man? I'm gonna post a link, dude. Use it. Hold on, let me figure out how I gotta leave a comment again. It's been a long time since I've done this. Hold on, I'm gonna send the link to Christy and have her post it because I'm having a retard. Oh wait, I think I turned the phone. We'll send Christy the link and Paul, get on here, bro, so I can talk to you, man. Hang on. Hey, Chris, post this link to my live stream. Post this live stream right now, please. Yep, just did. All right, Chris is going to post the link right now. Chunk of chicken, $4.68, $4.64. 2-pack chunk chicken breast. Chicken breast. Christy makes the most bangingest fried chicken breast there is in the world. She cuts up in little pieces. So good. Nick would eat fried food though. Fact. Has anybody ever ate buffalo? I just seen buffalo. What? What? I don't know. What does it say? You can't delete it, I don't think. I don't see it. What happened? Or do show a naked picture of you or something? Post a nudie? Yeah, you got any good news? Yeah, that is weird. You got any naked pictures of your mom? You want to buy some? Not you, Silas. I was talking to other people. I don't have any naked pictures of your mom. So let's stand still. Buffalo's good. I've never ate it, man. I would like to try it. So check this out. Like, these shells are becoming more and more like this. Hold on, let me get my fat fucking head out of the way. For real, you guys see how empty they're becoming? Like, it's just random shit. But like in the drink section right here, Gatorade is almost out. The shitty Gatorade is the only ones left. Don't get Gatorade Zero; they suck. These drinks, empty, 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 empty. And if you remember, they used to be packed all the way to the back. So another one was the potato chip aisle. Potato chips have been down. Doesn't matter if you're in Tennessee or you're in Ohio, the potato chip aisle is empty. I know that's not a big deal, but it's just a pointing at where we're going. Where you at, Paul? I don't see you here, man. Hold on, make me smaller so I can see what's going on. They Christy didn't post it yet. I don't remember how to post her. I would. Yeah, look. There's the chip aisle. What's going on? And it's like if you notice, and here's why I mention it, it's not because potato chips are important. It's just the point of it. The tissue aisle, the paper plates, toilet paper aisle is the same way. Every time I come here, it's one more aisle. How long before there's nothing on the shelves? It's about limiting your choices. Because when there's no food and they offer you the same food daily, plant-based, you'll take whatever food you can get. That's what we're moving to. Hey, Chris, you didn't post that. You didn't post that, I don't think. Yeah, you didn't post it. It's definitely not here. Dude, better get those hot Cheetos. Nah, man, I'm cool. I don't eat hot foods. I'm not a hot, spicy food kind of guy. I know that's weird being the manly man that I am. Huh? What'd you say? But are you looking for it? Because I don't see it. No shit. Tap on it and see what happens. It's not letting her post the link. You guys a mod. See if it's my studio. That's what I want to know.
What that is.
Huh?
Yeah, those are.
Yeah. You're entering a broadcast studio. Okay, kill it. This is mine. You're right. Okay, kill it. So, Paul, I want to send it to you. Do you want me to send what phone do you want me to?
Let me post it in here.
Dude, it's not about shutting down the truth, man. If you shut down the link, then we can spread more information. Really, that's why.
Why won't I can post anything?
Oh, no, you can't.
Nobody. No, he said needs wrenches. No, I'm posting and it's not showing up.
Christy has a wrench.
It's not showing up at all, huh?
No, look.
See if it lets me do this.
Yeah, she has a wrench.
See if it just shows up.
I don't think I can give wrenches. Yeah, wait, Liberty Check. I can see that.
Okay.
Hold on. You can't create mods in this. There's a way for me to make a comment. I just don't know what it is. I don't remember. Hold on. I might be able to post it. Oh shit! I just messed up.
All right, should I get this or not? It's kind of only
Yeah.
good when you get it and eat it.
What phone do you want to send to, Paul? Your normal phone or your backup phone? Oh, the backup to the backup to the backup to the backup. Look what they're selling here now. Look, nobody buys them, and they're $3 cheaper than anywhere else. $4 cheaper than anywhere else. Well, now we know where to get them. If anybody's looking for my birthday present, I'm not done talking yet. If anybody's looking for a birthday present, past birthday present that you missed, because everybody just missed it. I don't like peanut butter. Or future birthday, a case of these for when the world ends would be great.
I want to try this. I want to get this one.
Normal. I got to send this link to Paul. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'm literally back like. That's right.
Did you just kill it? Huh?
But no, I didn't kill it. I just sent that link to you, Paul. Yeah, there can't be no mods on StreamYard.
What else?
You can't do mods, and I don't know why. The mods don't carry over from YouTube. I guess because it's straight through StreamYard, then it's uploaded to YouTube as if you're at home doing a live stream. So, like Tom Ellison, I wish Tom Ellison would do lives. He could do them from his computer. He could do them from StreamYard. You don't have to have it. You only have to have 1,000 subs to mobile live stream, not to live stream. And then there's ways around it now. But yeah, I got to strike on my other channel because of the live stream I did, where I just basically said, when are we going to quit dealing with this bullshit? Everybody knows that it's all bullshit, blah, 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 blah. And I got it for medical misinformation. That's why I got to strike again. Which I'm thinking really consider. I've talked about it before, and I've considered it before, but I'm seriously considering burning Freedom Inc. to the ground. And then if I do that, I'll carry the name over to this channel, carry everything over to this channel, meaning all my banners and all that shit. I bring it all over to this channel and then start fresh again, because it's just not there. Right here, Mama. I bet this is good right here. I don't know why we don't have cases of freaking Del Monte Summer Crisp. Huh?
I got one of those, and I got one of these.
I think I got this before, and it was really good. Yeah, there ain't no kind of crazy shit in this I don't like. Look at it. Every time I buy corn, I always get cream of corn, don't I? Like 50% of the time I buy cream of corn. I don't eat that shit. I know. It doesn't have to be Del Monte. It just has to be sweet.
I've never tried Spam.
Ooh, that was weird. That was sitting right on top of that. I just seen it. I just looked at it. It was literally sitting right on top of that.
I know it was.
What happened?
It just fell over. This can was sitting. Watch out.
I'm not even touching it.
Okay, so this can right here,
I'm looking at your dad.
this big ass can, was sitting perfectly on top of this can, like this. Like I just looked at it and it went.
Literally, while I was sitting here like this, looking at you, with both my hands on this.
Creepy, creepy. Must be that ghost from the pines. Oh wait, there's Paul. Oh man,
Not much. Can you hear me?
Paul Wall. Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing?
Right on. Yeah, this is the first time I've done it on the phone like this, so kind of
Oh,
weird.
you're on your phone?
Yeah, I just did. The link went to the phone, and it just put the app on there, and it. I can put it on camera too, but I'm not that good looking right now, so.
Oh man, you know you're a big sexy beast all the time, man. No, who told you you wasn't good looking right now?
You know.
You need to get that person out of your life. Whoever said that bullshit to you.
It's a whisper in my ear. Yeah, hey, just between you and I too, or everybody else too. But I'm going to go to Walmart tomorrow for that other thing too. So.
What other thing?
For doing that transfer thing.
Oh yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about now. Oh yeah, ain't no big deal, man. Ain't no big deal. But what do you think is going to what's our next 6 months look like in the great old land of the free and home of the slave?
I don't know. Before I touched on that, I wanted to say something about the you were showing the empty shelves.
Yeah.
Up here, it's everywhere. It's Menards, it's grocery stores, it's Aldi's, it's everything. And what they're doing, they're trying to make. It's hard to find empty shelves up here because they're just making the shelves shorter.
Right.
They're literally like Menards is taking out sections of shelving, and they're making everything smaller. And then if you go there, I don't know if you guys know, Menards is like a Home Depot up here, but
Yeah.
they brought out all their stuff that they had sitting around that was just junk, not junk, but just like stuff that they bought in bulk,
Right.
and they're filling the shelves with it. There's 2 complete aisles of just folding chairs. And And I'm talking to the guy. He goes, "We got to fill the shelves with something so it doesn't look like we're empty." You know. And if you go to any of the grocery stores around here, where you could go in before, and this is just in the last couple of weeks, I could buy peaches, pears, different things, not apples and oranges, some other stuff. And now none of that's there. And it's all those places they've got like 9 different apple stands and oranges, and that's all they have. And it's like, what? I don't know. I don't know what, like you said, talking about supply chain issues. I mean, they're trying to cover it up so people don't notice so much, but something.
Well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Something's happening. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but something's happening.
Well, I mean, I have my theories about it, man, but like anytime I say anything, I'm treated like I'm just saying it because I'm a criminal. So I think I want to stop putting my thoughts out there. Like I really believe it's, if you look at the shit they're pushing, where they're starting with like the no meat thing, right? So like I just said a minute ago, if your options become so limited that what you're eating is the only option you have, whether you're eating the same thing every day or not, you're going to eat it. You're going to be thankful for it. But I mean, what happens to all these businesses that make these products that are no longer put these products out because they're not allowed to? The raw product's not there, so the raw ingredients ain't there. I mean, what happens to those companies? And then, well, how are they playing a part in this? I read something today, I think, that said there was 50% of truck drivers are not in their trucks right now, and I call bullshit. I just came back from Ohio the other day, and it was another. This was the second time this has happened, third time this has happened. All 3 times have been this in the past year, where every single truck stop was packed. And I'm not talking packed. I'm talking so packed that every single exit had trucks on them sleeping. That's normal to see a truck every now and then pulled over on the exit ramp with a truck driver, taking a break or whatever. It's not normal to see every truck stop so full. They're now lining up every rest area too, and also lining up on the on ramps and the off ramps.
Right.
So
There's the exact same thing up here in Minnesota. The trucks are. I mean, there's more on the road now than I've seen before.
Right. So I mean, what's going on then? If there's product that can be moved, but we're not seeing it on the shelves, where's it being moved to?
Well, what product's being moved? I think they're moving whatever they can. I know that. I know a guy that owns a like a sporting like sport equipment, like snowmobiles, wet bikes, lawnmowers, all that stuff. And he has spent everything that they had in reserve for money. They've bought every piece of equipment he could buy. He bought. In his yard, he has pallets on top of pallets on top of pallets. He spent $5 million just to buy inventory that he doesn't think he's going to get next year.
Right. Hey, hang on one second, Paul. Hey, I got to go out to the truck. I'm on 4%. You got this? All right, I love you. Please hurry. Hey, damn it. Can I take your Coke with me? Let's get another one and scan it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm back. My phone's about to die. I'm trying to get you the truck before it dies.
Well, the other thing, when I worked in the rail industry, 2 things. I mean, that they don't publish any of that stuff, but
time out. Hold on. My bad. Real quick question before you go on. Rail industry meaning railroad. Rail industry meaning porno.
What year?
Oh man.
Does being a male stripper count as porno?
Huh?
Does being a male stripper count as porno?
No. That don't count as porno.
No, I worked for Chunkendales for a couple of weeks, but that was it.
Chunkendales? Yep. Oh man. You ain't right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. My bad.
That's right. But I mean, the supply chain for everything that we get here, as most countries in a way, but United States is really fragile, and nobody realizes it.
Right.
You know, we're everything that is shipped, bought, trucked, it goes through in the United States. Even if it's going to New York, wherever it's going, it goes to Kansas City first. The railroad hub in Kansas City, which is the biggest. It takes you all day to drive around it if you go around it. It's hundreds of tracks and so deep. I mean, you can get lost in this rail yard. And everything that comes into the United States that's shipped, it goes through there at some point. And, you know, it's just one of those locations. That's just the way it's set up. And I don't know. A few people know that, you know. It doesn't, like you say, when you ship something, when I go to ship something from here, if I want to ship it to Duluth from Minneapolis, it doesn't go from Minneapolis to Duluth. It goes down to Kansas City first. Then it goes to Duluth.
You're talking about rail car shipments, right?
Rail stuff, but even packages, simple packages, got to go to some Amazon center somewhere, and then they go up. You know, they don't have a real clear route. It's just the way it works. You know.
See, I thought that's what the rail car yards were for, so they could drop cars and pick up cars, so they didn't have to do something like that.
They do. They build the trains and send them out. But anything that comes, it all centers out of Kansas City, and Kansas City, Kansas, and yeah, it's bizarre, but
I mean, our economy is so fragile today, or at least our industries are so fragile because we can't make any of the raw materials. You have the EPA that fucks with everything, man. It doesn't matter what industry that you are in. If you make a product and you use raw materials, EPA is up your ass. And those raw materials can be made. So if the EPA, doesn't let you make, chemical X, or it's not cost effective to make chemical X because they're making it in China and dumping the waste right into the damn sea. I mean, how do we compete with that? I mean, we have to have, the nothing that is built will, stand forever without a good foundation, or a foundation's been ripped out from under us because none of our, raw ingredients are made here for anything. I don't care what it is, man. We sell our shit and then buy the same shit we're selling from overseas. That makes no damn sense.
Yeah, our leaders have sold us out. That's the bottom line.
I don't have a leader.
I mean,
I know what you mean. I'm just messing with you, man.
They've all gotten rich off it. But the other thing I was going to say about the railroad, and I'll probably get a knock on my door in 5 minutes after I tell you this one, but the railroad is basically, because they ship so much stuff, they have these charts, and they're able to map things over time, and a lot of their orders go out 10 years. So there's people that are purchasing rail space to ship things 10 years out. And they're able to dictate, and not dictate, but they're able to see trends in the market years before they actually happen in the market, just on those orders that are being placed for such mass quantities of movement of stuff.
Right, but that doesn't take into account the ability or inability to get raw materials.
No, I'm just saying the guys that run that stuff, they have a real solid picture of what's coming up. And I don't know what they see. I'm not in that circle anymore, unfortunately. But
automation's a big problem too. I mean, even the railroad the engines are automated now. A lot of times, those trains you see don't even have a conductor or engineer on. They're all done by computers now.
Well, anything running around the cities, maybe, but I don't
No,
know. The big are
CSX and Norfolk Southern and shit have automated locomotives now. I watched this one dude, his YouTube channel, Shoestring Hobo. Shoestring. Don't agree with his politics, but I'm fascinated with hobo life. Not really fascinated with it, just I've always wanted to jump on a train and just go. You know what I mean? I've just never done it. I will do it one day. But he caught a ride on an automated. The whole video on the train was a completely automated train. That was a CSX.
Yeah, I think that's more. I mean, I know that's what's coming for sure, but I would say the majority are not automated yet. But they've got.
Right.
There are some that are.
Right.
But,
I'm not saying they all are. I'm just saying that, like, that's what we're going though. They keep having us. I mean, just like Walmart or Kroger's or any of that other shit. Where I gotta turn this down. Your back feed is into me real bad. Turn yours down a little bit, man. Turn mine down a bit. Turn mine's down. Let's see what works.
Testing 1 2.
What was I going to say? Oh, but like, you know, you have all these stores now where, like, I'm dumbfounded by the people who just get in line to check themselves out, because in their minds it's quicker than waiting in line. In my mind, if I check myself out, I'm eliminating a job. Like I'm doing the job of somebody else, and it would be understandable to a certain degree if I got a discount for checking myself out. But they want you to do the work for them. They want you to purchase the product from them and also do the work for them. And I know, like, that one cashier in the big scheme of things is not hurting Walmart's pocket, but buying that one checkout center and then the people were checking themselves out over time after it's paid for, it's all profit after that. That overhead's no longer there. Maintenance is still there, but other than that, you know, so they don't have to pay some poor single mom, you know, $300 for a 40-hour week anymore.
But that's the result. That's not. They have to maintain a certain profit margin. I mean, from a business standpoint, and that's the result of other things, of them trying to maintain that, you know, margin. It's going to their increase in some area from some government stupidity that's going to come out somewhere else. Yeah, $15 an hour. Okay, McDonald's, F you. We're going to put in automated things. You know,
right? Somebody was telling me that either they or somebody they knew just went to some restaurant and it was completely automated. It was a KFC somewhere. Maybe I just read about it, man. I don't remember now. I had read somewhere, somebody told me that they had went to a KFC and everything was automated. There was literally nobody in the store. Nobody cooking or anything. And, like, that's where we're heading to. So when you have no... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Was the food any better then?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I bet it was right.
I won't even go to a KFC, man. They lost my business.
I mean, dude, in the past 20 years, every restaurant's went downhill. I don't know if you're familiar with Frisch's. It's called Frisch's in Cincinnati, or Big Boy. In the South, it's called Big Boy. Up there, it's called Frisch's. They used to have, like, the Big Boys used to be a really good sandwich. Like, when you ate it, it was like a home-cooked hamburger. And now it's just more of the, you know, the factory mass-produced bullshit. And I hate it. I won't even eat them no more. I don't even eat there no more. I know, but I'll eat at McDonald's, right? And no, I don't like McDonald's either. And yeah, I know it's in the chicken nuggets, and I still eat them.
I was listening to ABL a little while earlier tonight, and he was talking about. I don't know if you saw the news story. You know ABL, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Logan. I love the guy, but one of his segments was on the lady that didn't want to get COVID, so she put her kid in the trunk, her 11 or 12-year-old kid, and locked him in there while she went through the COVID testing place. And she's a freaking school teacher since 2011.
Does that surprise you?
Oh, no. That totally, dude. It surprises me that they'd arrest her. They're surprised they didn't give her some kind of an award.
Right.
or say,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Or say maybe this is what we need to do is put our children in trunks and start doing stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. Did you see where the one teacher was vaccinating the kids that are home?
No.
Yeah, I don't know the whole gist of the story. Somehow this teacher was vaccinating her students at her house without their parents' consent, and they arrested her.
Well, she must have been a nurse or whatever or something. What
No,
else?
no, that was the thing. She wasn't any kind of nurse or anything. So where was she getting these vaccinations at? Where was she getting the, where was she getting where was she getting the raw, the bottles of vaccines at in order to be able to do that?
I don't know. That's no different than taking your students home and raping them. I mean, that's the exact same thing.
I don't disagree with you, man, but they're normalizing this shit though. I mean, next year, I would say by next year, this Omicron, when we first heard about it in South Africa, it was way far more easily to contract it, and it was more deadly. And now they're saying it's easier to get, but it's harder to die from.
Right.
And they're saying there was a study that came out where they're saying that this will be the last variant, and they're saying that because this one is weaker than the last variant, which I don't buy that shit, man. Viruses, as long as you put a block in the road, they'll continue to find a way around that. They're giving out these free vaccines for this shit that. How do I say this without getting the video taken down? Look around you. If it wasn't for the economy being so screwed up and people wearing these face diapers, would you notice a difference in your life? I mean, how many people do you know that has died from this?
Nobody.
I know one person, and he, like I said, he almost died 3 or 4 times in the past couple of years because of his health problems. He just happened to have COVID when he died. And it's just ridiculous that everybody knows what's going on. Like, they've openly said it. You had the lady in I think it was New York that said, yes, anybody that tests positive for COVID, no matter how they actually died, will be listed as a COVID death. I mean, come on now. At that point, everything's off. All the statistics and shit don't even matter because it's all bullshit because it's false data. But we're led to believe that that's the real data because it fits the narrative, and if we speak out about it, I mean, people are still, we're accepting that they can, So Tim Pool was swatted. Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Right. So somebody said they were talking about what should happen to the person who made the phone call, and I got into a conversation, and I'm like, really, nothing should happen to him, because if you support him being arrested for what he said, whether it was right, wrong, whatever, you are openly supporting for you to be oppressed. Well, the guy's response to me was, well, if somebody if somebody says something that is a credible threat, they should be imprisoned, and if that threat could possibly lead to my death, they should be in prison for life. I said, oh, okay. So your reply to me that's a credible threat, right? And since I could possibly die, because he used the word attack somewhere in there, but since I could possibly die because you attacked me in words, and that kills people now, you should go to prison for life. You see how I did that? That's what I said to him. You see how I did that? People don't understand that. It's the same, more the same bullshit. People are okay with what they say or they believe or they feel or how they want to live. They're not okay with what you want to say or whatever. They don't understand that you have the option to ignore shit. The cops fucking have, they call them extension. I can't say it. Extension shit. Extended circumstances, and they can enter your home.
Extenuating circumstances.
Right. So let's just say that I know Paul is selling weed, and I'm jealous. So I call and I swat Paul. Do you think they're going to ignore those couple pounds of weed sitting on the table? No. Now you're going to get out of it. If it had been 15 years ago, I said, yeah, you can take it to court and fight it, and you'll probably get out of it. Not today. No way in hell. So everything. My point is what we have accepted as being necessary. Extended. Somebody's possibly dead. The cops need to go in and look around, even when there's 4 or 5 people or 20 people standing there saying, "Yeah, that shit didn't happen." We've accepted that now, so it's only going to get worse. So next is going to be
Paul's going to get his door kicked in because for extended circumstances, because somebody called and said that somebody died, and then when they walk in, they're going to arrest you for whatever they see laying around, no matter what it is. It's no longer going to be a walkthrough. They're going to be flipping couches over and shit. Does that make sense? I didn't say that right, but does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah. The Crazy Dave said Tim Pool swatted himself for ratings. I don't know if he's. I mean, I don't think he did. I really don't. But I mean, he's got ratings through the wazoo. He doesn't need more ratings.
I have a thought about this because everybody was blaming it on, Tim Pool blames on the Marjorie Taylor Greene that was on there the day before. No, somebody swatted him because that fucking bootlicker Brandon Tatum was on there. That's why he got swatted. Somebody did it, hoping that maybe, they either did just be an asshole, but it definitely happened because Tatum was on there no matter what. But they probably either did it just because he was on there, or B, hoping he would see the outcome of things like swatting and see the bad in the police, because that dude swallows the boot. He would get down on his knees and suck the dick of every cop he's seen if they'd let him. You know what I mean? I mean, how much of a goon you got to be or a dipshit to call yourself Officer Brandon Tatum when you're not even a damn cop?
I don't know, man. I don't know that much about him, to tell you the truth.
He's a real live piece of shit, man. He will make it. Listen, I don't give a shit so he will make an excuse for cops, no matter what the topic is or what they do. He will find it in him to make an excuse as to why they did it. I swear to God, watching it. He was the one that was. What did he do that people got mad about that you would recognize?
Well, while you think about that, let me just take a minute to thank you personally, because, I mean, we've talked about the police, and I mean, cops have been in my family for years. My grandfather, my uncles, and I had a completely unrealistic view of police officers in general, and even after literally having the crap beat out of me for for no reason whatsoever, I'm still giving them the benefit of the doubt. And after you unbrainwashed me, my eyes were open, and I still lean. There are some good cops. I'm not all the way over on your side yet, but I am more on your side than. I mean, I just want to personally thank you for that, because that's the truth.
Oh, well, thank you. But the problem is that they may be, nobody who believes they have power over other people can be good. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They just can't. I understand what you're saying. Like, it can be a good guy, you can do good things, but show me one cop that's out arresting other cops. Because if there was a such thing as a good cop, he would have his full-time deal. Every minute he was at work, he'd be arresting other cops.
Yeah, he wouldn't have a job.
Right, he wouldn't have a job either.
Right.
Yeah, they don't exist, man. Just under the premise of freedom, a cop cannot be good no more than a Nazi could be. The Gestapo. There's any members of the Gestapo that were good, or the Redcoats, or any of Mao's dudes or Stalin's. I forget what they call them. I forget what their names were now. But if the thing is that there are some good cops, or there were some good Nazis. There was, you know what I'm saying? Like there were some good Redcoats. There were some good Gestapo, and they're not good. If they stand around and let the shit happen that happens, I mean, they can't be good. And just because they're good to you doesn't mean that they're good to me. You hear people all the time say, "Well, my Uncle Charlie, he's a great cop, and he let his buddy Tommy go home with that one time when he blew a .087, and let him go without giving him a DUI. But he arrested the fucking chick, on a Friday night who blew a .03. You know what I mean? Like, just because a cop does something good to you or treats you well doesn't mean he treats somebody else well. And it doesn't even matter if he does, because he's still not a good cop for the reasons we just talked about.
No, I know, and I don't know the solution, but my dad used to say when he would want to trigger somebody, and when the argument was going one way, they talked a lot about all German stuff or whatever, Hitler, and my dad would to really change the conversation, he would chime up and he'd say, Hitler wasn't all bad.
No, there were people that loved Hitler. I mean, look how many people looked up to Hitler. He had a whole country that looked up to him at one time. That said he was a good man. That said he was a good man.
Yeah, he was a psychotic moron. Plus, he was only like 5 foot tall or something, right?
I don't know if he was 5 foot. I think he was taller than that. I don't know, man. I find it hard to even make a definitive decision about that because I don't believe I have all the information. I know that, man, the history we know because we've been told is somebody's version of it. It's not the truth.
Right. And it repeats itself, too, because we don't learn.
Right. Well, it repeats itself because, this isn't the first time they've tried to impress people. It's just been going on since the beginning of societies and government. They just perfected it this time. And the solution to the problem is to eliminate all policing forces. And what the outcome of that is, and the founders didn't go into the revolution. When they declared independence, they knew that they were about to have a bunch of rough years ahead of them. You know what I mean? Like, revolution and change isn't without sacrifice, and it isn't easy. And that's the reason a lot of people, it's comfort. People are too comfortable, and they don't want to step outside of that comfort zone. If it means that, oh my God, the scary criminal is going to get us. Well, the scary criminal is going to die because we're going to stop flooding the welfare state with money. Because if you eliminate the police, but when I say police, I mean any government thug that believes they have some kind of authority over somebody else. And you have these assholes out here that support my sheriff's the best sheriff in the world. He doesn't violate anybody's rights. But then he evicted 3,000 people last year for not paying property taxes, or however many people that is. Whether it's 1 or 1,000, for not paying property tax. When you own the land, you paid for it, you bought it, it's your private property, but you're taxed because you own that land. Why? So to fund the police force that you don't like, need, want, or use, or to fund the school systems when you have no kids. I mean, none of that shit even makes any sense. It's just part of the socialist programming. We're already a socialist country. People don't want to buy it and believe it because we have a capitalist society, but we are. This is a socialist nation. Like I said, they just perfected it this time. We're only 50% socialist. We're not full blown 100% socialist. We're 50% socialist. That's okay. Oh, there's a mom. I got to pull out here.
Well, it looks like Hitler was, depending on which site you click on, between 5'7" and 5'9".
5'5". That's probably about average, then.
An exaggeration, 4 inches off of that. So,
hey, 4 inches can mean a lot. 4 inches.
I don't fold it in half for anybody.
You ain't right, man. Oh, fuck. That's funny shit right there. I got to jump out and help my wife real quick load these groceries up. Hang on. I want to set my phone down, man. Talk about whatever you're thinking about for a minute, all right? Hey, jump up in here. I heard. Jump in here. Because I got to jump up and help Mama. I need you to hold my phone. Come on. There's I got to talk to. Here's Paul. Remember Paul? Remember Paul? Here, talk to him. Here. I got to help Mommy.
All right.
Talk to him.
Hello, everyone.
What's up, young man? Talk to me.
What's up?
Not much. All right, we're going to ask you some questions. What's your favorite color?
Red.
Really?
Yep.
What's your favorite balloon?
Balloon?
Red too?
Yeah, probably.
I was just looking up balloons. How old are you again?
I am 10.
10 years old. Right on.
I'm turning 11 on the 18th.
Do you know what you want to do when you get a little bit older? What are you interested in?
Graffiti.
Doing what?
Graffiti.
Graffiti.
Huh? Say what?
Well, there's some rich hoodlums that do graffiti, so that's not so bad. Are you can you paint something that looks nice, or does it look like crap?
I can paint some nice stuff, I guess.
Do you have examples of graffiti somewhere?
Yeah. I on my books.
Hand me that.
I'm talking something big on the side of a building.
No, he can scoot over. Here, hold this, Dad.
I'm getting wet.
I know, get in. Come on. Mom's getting wet. I know. I was moving as fast as I could. I'm sorry. You hold it in your hand because I said, hey, son, hold this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I remember coming there.
Yes. Yes. My son has a game. Okay, so I don't know if you know who Wesleyan Chaplin is. I think it's his name. He is a dude on YouTube that builds all kinds of cars and stuff. He built a Mustang with a Cummins in it, and my boy replicated it on one of his games. It's the coolest shit ever. Mustang that's got a Cummins in it. Supercharged Cummins. I don't know, man. I think that I feel bad for my kids. In all honesty, if I was a breeding age male, that's not what I meant. If I was a young man today and I was going to have kids, I wouldn't have kids. There's no way I would have kids and bring them into the world that they're going to have.
You know what, though? But that is exactly what's happening in the United States.
Right.
Did you see? I mean, we have. This is the first time, and I don't know this. I don't know the statistics about it, but we're the lowest we've ever been as far as population growth. Was this last year?
Oh, and then I wonder, and that's really odd, being that everybody was locked in their homes for freaking a year. You know what I mean?
Right. And maybe I don't know. They'll take it down if I say that, but maybe it has something to do with like the movies. I've seen movies about where they inoculate people and everybody gets sterilized.
Right. Well, remember Amazon is going kind of loud. Sitting here at the gas station, my truck's still running. I guess I can shut it off. I'm kind of afraid to shut it off, actually. Maybe you might know this, though. I got an 02 with a 7.3 in it, and the other day it was 14 degrees out, and I go outside in the morning and start my truck, and my damn truck won't start. So I that's the right one. No, that's the right one. I go out to start my truck won't start. Well, I climb under it and I test the voltage on the starter and all that. And it was, had 12.7 volts at the batteries, on both batteries, and then had 12 volts at the starter on the hot side. And the signal wire, when I hit the key, it didn't have no voltage to it. So I'm like, shit, what the hell's going on with this thing? So I jumped under it with the starter or with a screwdriver, and I just jumped the solenoid off and started it. So I'm driving around all day in my truck thinking, son of a bitch, I got to homework on this damn thing. And anyway, when I got home, I turned it off and started right back up. I'm thinking that the air intake temperature on this has to be, but that don't make no sense either, because it would have been that, because the glow plug's working and everything. It just, I don't know. Somebody pulled the air. There's an air intake heater on this.
Right.
Or intake air heater and something else.
Yep.
When somebody took that shit off of here, don't know why, but they did, whatever. But I haven't had a problem now. But the relay in the cab was working. I think there's another relay out underneath the hood.
So you're saying it wouldn't turn over at all?
No, it was a no crank.
Wow.
It wouldn't do anything.
That doesn't have nothing to do with that preheat or air intake thing, but.
Well, dude, I mean, PCMs work. They do crazy shit, man. When you turn that key on in that split second, I mean, that PCM, it does about 1,000 different things. I don't think it has anything to do with it either. I think there's another relay under the hood, and I'm thinking for some reason it was stuck because it was cold out or something.
Well, they're not bad. That's not a bad rig. I will tell you this: if you ever get in it and it's you've been running it all day, and you get in it, and you just go to start it up and it doesn't start, you just crank, start, won't start. That's the crank angle sensor. And on my F450, it was a 2005 or 6 or whatever, that thing burnt out 6 times on me.
Yeah,
Just
they're
stop at a gas station, and next thing you know, I think it awesome.
yeah, crank position sensors are well known for going out of these. I actually need. There's another one, an ECM sensor. I forget. I think it's an ECM sensor is what it's called. I mean, but even all this bullshit, man, all the stuff you see today. I mean, back in the day, a diesel truck had, a fuel pump and a hot wire. You know what I mean? To start it. That was it. And and the way to shut them off, they would shut the fuel off to them. And now, like, there's so much bullshit on these diesels, especially the new ones, that look at that, 19 gallons of diesel fuel. Look, it just cost me 19 gallons of diesel fuel in a country that was energy independent last year. But see, it don't matter. They sell us a product when we couldn't produce all of our own energy. That was the justification for raising the price. And then we started producing our own energy, and paying the same price for that. I mean, it's like every way we go, man, they're scamming us. I mean, every way we go, and everywhere we go, the government's taking their cut, man. I'm sick of giving them a cut. I'm sick of. I mean, that how much of that 19 gallons of diesel fuel just cost me if I didn't put tax to death on it? Tax for roads that don't get fixed, dude. Listen, the interstate highway in Tennessee and Kentucky. I thought Ohio was bad. No, Ohio got shit on Tennessee and Kentucky. Dude, there are literally manholes that will swallow your truck and shit driving down I-65 and I-40 West. Hey, I have my welding table. My brother got these 4 walk-in freezer panels. A guy he knows does walk-in freezers. They're putting walk-in freezers in a Kroger. And he had a bunch of extra panels, and my brother went down there and grabbed it for him. Wish he'd have grabbed every one we had. These big things.
One of the Russian bots everybody was talking about just posted something, a comment. I don't. Who gives a shit? I don't think it matters at all. Really.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. I just seen him.
KX250 Monster. He wrote off-road diesel. I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't say it.
Yeah, but the problem is like, where do you find off-road diesel here? Then I drive on the interstate a lot. I'll tell you what I need. If anybody has one and they want to sell it, I need a transfer tank and a pump. And I would buy, I'd put a 200-gallon transfer tank in the bed of my truck and go fill it with off-road diesel and drive it. I wouldn't give a shit.
Off-road diesel
what's the chances? What's the chance you're going to get stopped and some state boy's going to be digging in your gas tank?
Well, if it's Freedom Inc., you got 100% chance because they're seeing you right now.
I know, man.
You got the dye in there or whatever, but
I have the problems. It's hard for me to hear you because my truck's so damn loud. I'm sorry if I interrupted you. But I have the problems I do because I refuse to, obey is what it boils down to. It's been that way my whole life. I've had issues with the cops since the day I got my license, but at one time I literally got pulled over every time I drove through the town I lived in. If I drove through the actual town, I got pulled over. It didn't matter if I wasn't even doing nothing wrong. Like, I'm not being funny about that. There was a time that really happened. And so I just always went against the system, just like speed. You can't tell me that me doing 70, and that's not what I was doing because I tested it the other day with my GPS. So I got a speed ticket for doing 70 and a 55. I had my cruise control set on. I was doing like 63 at the time. So the other day I set my cruise control to 63 and turned on my GPS, and I was going 64.
Right.
So, there was no way I was doing 70 that day. No way in hell.
I was just going to say, too, by you getting pulled over every night, now you know what the black man feels like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I probably wouldn't even got a ticket, man, but I just kind of, I was pissed off as soon as I seen his lights. I got mad, and I get mad about. I'm not going to talk about why I was mad, like my thoughts of why I was mad. But when he came up to the car and started asking me a bunch of questions, I was like, "Look, dude, go write my fucking ticket and let me the fuck out of here." You know,
Yes.
and then we came back into the car. I'm like, so you pulled me over for doing 70. What do you think I'm going to do now that I leave here? When people are speeding, they're normally speeding because they're late, right? E-cigarettes. So what do you think I'm going to do when I leave here?
I watched it live. That was hilarious.
Oh. But I mean, like, seriously, you can't tell me that me going 70, even if I was going 70, is more dangerous than a cop having me on the shoulder of a 2-lane highway. People see lights, man, and it does something stupid to them where they start locking their brakes up and rubbernecking and shit. So me being perfectly safe with my kid in the car doing 70 on a road that has pretty minimal traffic is nowhere near as dangerous as a cop pulling you. Now, you know what? If they want to buy land and they want to build little parking lots every so many miles, and when they hit their lights, they want you to pull into that parking lot. Hey, okay, I get it. I can see now where it makes sense to pull. I don't see it, but I can see now where they can justify pulling me over because of speed is a safety reason.
Right.
But the way they do it now, it makes no damn sense. Nothing they do makes sense, but it makes no damn sense.
You should have told him as he's standing outside your window. You should have said, "Officer, you you have a 6,000 more times chance to get hit by a truck right now than you would ever getting shot in the line of duty. So let's just get back in your car."
Well, I mean, you have to think their personalities. All they hear is they're heroes. You know what I mean? Just like with the spotting thing. Tim Pool, Brandon Tatum. Those cops, you know how that's bravery. It's courage. That's what he said. That's real courage right there. You go to a house and you don't know if you're going to be shot or what. No, dude, it's not courage. How do I say this without any two guys that have any kind of any two guys that had the exact same training going into a house. There's no match for one shooter that way. It's not courage. It's that power shit. They're power hungry. They want to shoot people. They want to justify it because they have been led to believe that they're heroes for doing it. Their egos are so goddamn big they float around.
Right.
And that's what it really is. There's no courage in that, man. You want to be courage, okay. Give the cops a Bowie knife and send them into a damn house where somebody just killed 2 people and is sitting there with a full auto or something or an AR with a 100 loaded magazines. You know what? Then I might say that the dude's got courage or he's crazy, one of the two. But to say the cops have courage, they have no courage. What they have is a man down button they rely on. And the compliance of people.
Right. How about firemen? Do you think they have courage?
Huh?
Do firemen have courage?
Firemen?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you mean by firemen, because you have firemen that never go into a house fire. Then you have firemen that die to go into, they go into the fire to save the little girl or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think that's great.
I think that some firemen have. I mean, they have a different mentality, but I got to interrupt here. I've been watching the comments, which is fun to be able to talk on the phone and watch the comments and then talk to them. But everybody's been talking about Crazy Dave and KX 250, and we've been talking about hydrogen and as an alternate fuel. And I was just going to say, I actually have a little bit of experience with it. And hydrogen, you guys, KX, you need to check it out. Is they make if you bubble hydrogen through propane, you make a hybrid propane molecule that burns about 1/5 the propane. And so you have to build a hydrogen generator, then you bubble that through a propane tank, and you actually have almost really, really cheap fuel. And that can be burned in your car too, but anyhow. So
why isn't hydrogen technology more widely available? They push this battery operated shit, which has a carbon footprint, 10 times the size of it, even a diesel vehicle.
You know what I mean? By the time that you consider you got to buy a $25,000 Tesla battery every 7 years. You know, like look how much lithium is in one of those batteries and what it takes to get that lithium from the production of the equipment to mine it to the facilities to process it to the facility that makes the batteries. Like, how big is that carbon footprint really? You know, when you consider all things, it's way bigger than a diesel truck is.
Oh yeah, and people don't realize it. And the other thing too is all the windmills and all that stuff out there.
Yeah,
Um, did you know? I mean, basically all those windmill farms. When did we build them? What, 15, 20 years ago? The blades are all
yeah,
they've reached their end of life, and they all have to be changed out, and they're only made in France.
right.
And that's why half of them you see aren't even running because the blades can't pass a test where they're not safe anymore. So they have to shut them down. They're just
Right.
you know.
I'm curious why nobody. You know what I mean? I mean, you could. I'm sure there's a way that you can combine diesel fuel and gasoline on a high compression engine and make it work, and make it to where it ain't going to run so damn hot that you're going to have problems. There has to be a way, even if it's 1/10 gasoline to 9 parts, 1 part gasoline to 9 parts diesel fuel. That's still a cost saving in the end. Like, why is that technology not here yet?
Well, it is here. They just you can't. I don't know. It's they just cover it up.
Right.
Why is it this? Why the technology to build a cell phone jammer is out there, super easy, but when you go on YouTube and they build cell phone jammers, they show you how to do it. They're not real, and you couldn't find one on there to save your life. How is that?
Right.
They're readily available. The military has them. The government, the sheriffs have them, but you couldn't find the schematics to build one on any search engine if your life depended on it. You have to have the actual know-how to be able to do it. How is that possible? I mean, that stuff you should be able to find it within 10 seconds.
Right. I'd like to have a police scanner. I don't have one. I need one.
Well, those are cheap. But
yeah, I know.
Anyhow, I'm working on a bunch of stuff to do.
Well,
have fun.
I'm about to lose you, man, because I'm about to turn down the road. I got to turn down off the main highway, so I'm going to start breaking up. But I'm going to jump off here anyway so I can help get these groceries out when we get home.
Right on. No, I thought it was fun. I really appreciate being able to talk to the family and everything. So, thank you.
You come on here anytime you want, man.
Right.
Yeah. All right, we're doing better about not going to the grocery store, though. Kids are kind of maxed. They have to eat one less time a day now, but
No, they're going to start foraging for their food.
Yeah. Hey, we got some deer in our property, man. I've been feeding them. We went back there the other day after it snowed, and we found where they were bedded down, which was weird because they wasn't bedded down where you think they would. You would think they'd be in all the cedar trees and shit where the snow ain't on them, but they were laying down right in the middle of all the hardwoods that don't have no leaves on them right now. And you can clearly see all their outlines right there in the snow. I'm not sure how long we're going to keep them with all the noise we got going on up front with the four-wheelers and chainsaws and shit like that. But hopefully we keep them around.
Yeah, you put in food for them and a couple of mineral licks, and they'll be around.
That's why we did. I put I'm trying to think how. I think it's a 10-pound pail of corn back there. Yeah, a 10-pound pail of corn. I dumped it back there, and then I put a apple mineral lick back there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back and check on tomorrow and to see if they've been at it yet. If not, I might move it because I pulled it off of their. I can see their trails back there, but I pulled it off their trails because I'm trying to move them closer to the house, like closer on more on my property than out in the field because there's a hay field back there. And hold on, I gotta tell you what happened yesterday. There's a hay field back there, and the lady that owns it, her brother used to hunt back there, but I just trying to pull them into my property, keep them off of hers. So I found. I tell you, I had to hit a ditch yesterday. Paul.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. So yesterday I had to run my truck into a hit somebody. Right. There's two. I'm actually passing the place right now. I'll try to show you where I hit this ditch. I mean, the ditch was deep, man. It was like 4 feet deep. The one back tire of my truck was all the way up off the ground. The front of my truck was so far down the damn ditch. But I come over this little hill. The whole road's nothing but a sheet of ice. I come over this hill and come around this corner. I'm only going about 25, 30 miles an hour, probably. You know, realistically, I don't know what I was going. That's probably about what I was going. And I go around
In
this
other
corner,
words,
man.
you were driving too fast.
What?
In other words, you were driving too fast.
No, hell no, man. I wouldn't drive too damn fast. What are you talking about? I was fine until there was two damn cars parked in the middle of the road. So the one guy was in a Lincoln Continental. The back of his car was in the ditch. The red truck was parked in park, not sitting there with their brakes on. The bitch had the truck in park talking to the dude that was in the ditch, right? I come around the corner, man, like there was nothing I couldn't do anything. So she didn't move. My only option was to hit the ditch. So I jump out and I lock the hubs in and shit. And I start romping on it. And finally, I work my truck up out of this ditch, slinging mud all over the dude's car and shit. At that point, I was so mad I didn't care. But I get down to this truck place the other day. Went and introduced myself to her and asked her if I could ride the Ford, to back my property on her land. Of course, she said yes, but there was a bunch of stipulations to it. So I said, screw it. I ain't going to do it. I was going to cut a trail myself back there and, just do it the hard way and just screw it. It is what it is. But anyway, so the lady in the truck was my neighbor, the lady that owns all the land around me. And I just cussed her one side down the other. I was like, are you stupid every day of the week? You stupid every other day when it doesn't snow like this? Because you got to be a complete dumbass to park your truck in the middle of a fucking road that is nothing but a sheet of ice. You know what I mean? And she just acted like nothing happened. Like she literally acted like she didn't know why I was mad. Like, no, I came across whatever road she said. And I don't give a shit about none of that shit. What I care about is you parked in the middle of the road. You don't park on. If you want to go talk to the dude, park your truck down here where it's safe, where you're parked at now, and walk your fat ass up there and talk to him. But here's why I was pissed too. Number one, I think I bent something on the front end of my truck because I hit, it's a 10,000 pound truck. You hit something, it pretty hard, it'll bend shit. Plus, my steering wheel's all cockeyed now, and I just got a front end alignment. So something got bent. It might have been a tie rod or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I was pissed because if I would have hit her truck or that other car, you think she would have jumped in and volunteered to pay for it? Hell no. And whose fault would it have been? Well, you know how this good old boy system works down here already. And this lady owns a big horse farm over here. So, she knows, I'm sure she knows everybody. Everybody knows her. So, I'd have been stuck in the bill. And that's why I was so pissed about it. Like, I get madder than hell when people do shit that will affect my life or live my life for me. You know what I'm saying?
Your husband?
No, why would my husband be like that? Jesus Christ. I don't know, man, but I'm going to jump off here, brother. I got to help her get this groceries in.
All right. Bless you
All
guys.
right, brother. I love you. Give me a call. I couldn't hear you because I was talking. What? What'd you say, Paul?
I said goodbye.
All right, man. I love you. Talk to you later. See you. She done a cooking show?